Hi, my name is Nausibia, writer and producer at Eccentric Circus. This is my business partner, Xolani X Nhlapo, who's the producer, and my other business partner, Thabo Mashaila, director, and together we are Eccentric Circus.
We met at MultiChoice Talent Factory in 2016, and after that we came together and there was the birth of Eccentric Circus. And Eccentric Circus is a young production company that believes in telling young black people stories.
My experience with the MultiChoice Talent Factory was absolutely life-changing. It's where I fell in love with script writing and where I got the opportunity to write my very first script for television, which was a made-for-television film that aired on Mzansi Magic called Isithelo. This is where basically I got to learn about the behind-the-scenes of television and basically the entire creative process of what does it take to actually make television, and it was also where I met my business partners. The type of films that Eccentric Circus makes are focused on young black protagonists. They're about young black love, and they're about exploring relationships between black people, and most importantly, they're about positive representations of black people. We found that that was where the gap was. We weren't seeing a lot of representation of black people that was in a positive light. A lot of the times on TV, you see black people as criminals, as drug dealers. And really what we wanted was to leave behind a legacy of films that young people could look back on as black people and be proud and see themselves in a positive light. Our new film is called Pearls of Wisdom. It's a feature film. It's our third feature film and it's going to be a Showmax original. So it's going to be launching on the 14th of June on the Showmax platform. And like I said, where our films are basically following young black protagonists, it's about a young black girl who moves from a small town to Johannesburg in order to attend a prestigious art school. Her dream is to become a musical theatre artist, and this is where she gets to actually live out her dream. At the same time, because she's going through teenagehood, adolescence, she actually learns to find her voice, find her light. There's relationships with boys, making new friends, getting lost in the city. But in the end, she conquers and she's able to find her light and stand in her own light. So the way our films are funded currently is a commission model. So what we do is we pitch to the broadcaster, and because we were at the MultiChoice Talent Factory, we have a relationship with Mzansi Magic as well as with Showmax. We'll pitch to either Mzansi Magic for the made-for-TV films, or we'll pitch to Showmax for the Showmax original features, and they give us the full funding of the film in order to produce the product, and then we deliver the product back to them and it belongs to them.
How we produce our films is, first of all, I look at the script, sit down with the writer, see what her vision is when she was writing the script, and then go to the director and see how I can marry those two ideas together. And then after that, me and my two business partners, we go out around Joburg, just finding the right locations for it. After finding the right locations, we will know exactly what we need to execute the plan. And then after that, we get the manpower to help us execute the plan. And obviously, line items, admin, all the other stuff. But it's essentially how do we execute the plan most efficiently and effectively. To be honest, there's no perfect way. Every film comes with like new challenges. Every single day is different. So there's no plan. The only thing I would say is to always find solutions and not dwell on the problems a lot. As soon as you move on from a problem and find a solution, the faster you work and the more exciting the job becomes. The biggest lesson I learned while making Pearls of Wisdom is that sometimes you have to do everything by yourself. Because you put trust in people that sometimes are there just for the job, and sometimes because you love what you're doing and it's all you have to make sure that everything is perfect the way it's going to satisfy you, or else you're going to spend a lot of sleepless nights.
Oh, my role as a director in the production company is after I receive the script from the writer. So firstly, I would just read the script with a fresh mind. And then I have to read the script for the second time now with that creative mind. And also all the things that I would like to do within a scene. From there onwards, then I'll come up with a treatment. Then the treatment is basically how I envision the form and how the form is going to look like. So from there, the treatment is made up of typing, which is you use words and also images for references and all the stuff. And then you break down how you're going to shoot the form, what type of music you're going to use, what kind of editing style you're going to use and all that stuff. So basically you talk about each and everything that the viewer will be watching in the film. And then from there onwards, we'll sit together with the producer and then the writer then will start casting. Normally that's how we work. For instance, I imagine someone else playing the character, then I'll suggest those certain people. And then they will also maybe have suggestions for other characters. Then what we do, then we'll call the agent and then ask if maybe these people are available, or maybe if these people are not available, then we can ask them to send us people that we can audition. And from there, we do the auditions. After the auditions, then that's when now we shortlist the people that we believe that they can bring the character to life. Then from there onwards, then we have to take it to the channel. Then the channel will give us the final decision to say, okay, cast so and so and so and so. Before even the casting, then it's about the locations first. Once we have got the locations and your actors and everyone is locked down, including the crew, then what happens is we go to the shoot, which is the production. So basically what happens now is that I oversee each and every department, or I coordinate from each and every department, from sound, wardrobe, art department and all that stuff. Because all those people are executing the vision that I came up with. So it's a matter of how do they all bring that to life and how do they help the director to make sure that the vision that I envisioned, it comes to life. And then it's the post-production now, it's cutting down the film. So in post-production it might happen that from the film that you read to post-production, it's something totally different, but the story is still there. And then now it's about how do you shape it down to a film that you've imagined, and then it's all about the packaging and all the stuff. Then it's gonna go through sound mixing, then after sound mixing, then to the channel. The most important thing that an aspiring director should know is that you need to watch a lot of films, maybe watch theater if you're a theater goer. Also, you need to read other people's scripts and also watch other people's films so that you can get the sense of the ideas, or also the sense of the storytelling style or the technique that other directors they use. So all the directors have got a different style of storytelling. So you also need to learn how to also discover your own style. But also at the same time, it's about doing. So if perhaps you've got a story that you believe the story needs to be told, then you can use anything that you have, to tell that story. Whether you use your cell phone or whether you use one camera, then you can start shooting, because also that's the other way of becoming the director that you wish to become. My experience working with A Zulu Christmas was also a life-changing moment. It was my first time directing young kids. Also that I learned a lot from directing children, because it's quite different from directing adults. And also it taught me how to be patient, but now it made me to understand time. It also made me to work well under pressure, especially because I was working with kids, and also how to control my emotions around the kids and also around the crew. Also at the same time, that story made me in a way to be a child at that moment when I was playing with the kids. So it was quite a life-changing moment for me as a director, but also at the same time telling a story that I know will live for the next 20 years to come. So what's next for Eccentric Circus? Now we're still in a development stage, developing new concepts. So our next stage is to go into drama, telling long forms, 13-part or series. So basically now that's the plan that we are heading towards. And also continuing to tell in feature films, but also maybe in cinema way and also film festival, since now we've been working with MultiChoice. So it's about also how do we break out into other avenues and use those other venues and continue telling stories.